Chapter 1. A Nice Quiet Island.
"There's a trail somewhere," Dr. Timothy J. Lepore huffs. "I know there's a trail."
A seemingly impenetrable forest rises on all sides, and Lepore, 67 and battling bad knees, is submerged in tangled branches and tightly twisted trunks. He can't see anything beyond the brambles, and from the dirt and sand road near Hidden Forest, it is impossible to see him, but he can be heard coughing and breathing heavily.
"You all right?"
a companion calls.
"Yeah, I'm just bushwhacking,"
Lepore barks, swinging at the forest with his fists. His shoes are untied. His bald head is swamped in sweat. He peers through perspiration-fogged glasses.
"Stay right there until I see if there's a trail."
Lepore is on a house call. Not your average house call, even for doctors who still make them. But he is determined to find the home of one of his patients. And if this is what it takes, this is what it takes. Finally, Lepore manages to force some branches apart and locate the remnants of an overgrown path. Slivers of water from Stumpy Pond can be seen at the bottom of a ridge, and turtles sunning themselves on rocks pull their heads in at the commotion. Lepore trudges up a hill, clambers over roots, tears through thickets of scrub oak, and stops.
"Come up!"
he calls with triumph in his voice.
"What do you see?"
At first, there is nothing but forest. Then, through the trees, light glints on a dark green plastic tarp. Underneath is what looks like an igloo that has been intricately woven out of tree branches, grapevines, and reeds. It is about 8 feet long, barely 5 feet wide, and a little over 6 feet tall. There is a door, wood-framed with a large pane of one-way mirrored glass, and Lepore has a key.
"Tom?"
Lepore calls as he cracks open the door. Calling out is hardly necessary, it's a tiny structure. But it represents a touch of conventional good manners in this very unconventional setting. Lepore may be the only person who has been invited to visit this house, and one of the few people aware that its owner, one Thomas Johnson, has not completely fled the island. Most people here know of Johnson as Underground Tom, and they think he is long gone, chased away after the discovery of another one of his secret lairs, dug deep under land that belonged to a Boy Scout camp. It was revealed only after a deer hunter stumbled on the black tip of a stovepipe sticking out of the ground. That home, too, was a phenomenon of makeshift engineering, Lilliputian craftsmanship, and camouflage. It was also quite illegal, so Underground Tom was uprooted. After authorities discovered a treehouse and a brush-covered log cabin he had built in other trespassed patches of land, he was, as far as most people knew, driven off the island. Lepore's Island, Nantucket, is much more than a charming tourist destination or a summer haven for the exceedingly wealthy. It may draw more than 1 million visitors a year and be known the world over for its cobblestone streets, lovely beaches, and whaling industry nostalgia. It may be a magnet for hedge fund managers, media personalities, and the political elite. But its roughly 10,000 year-round residents experience Nantucket in an altogether different way. They know the allure and liabilities of living in a place that is not always easy to get to or to get away from. Mystery has a way of drifting ashore, like the scrim of fog that can crease Fat Lady's Beach. And longtime residents are the first to say that this boomerang-shaped island, just 14 miles long and 3.5 miles wide at its widest point, seems to host more than its per capita share of outliers. Eclectic, independent-minded, occasionally slippery or up to no good, often just aiming for a little reinvention. If you're going to make it here, you've got to have something that's different. People have to be characters who live here, asserts Peter Swenson, who runs Family and Children's Services of Nantucket. It's a quality many islanders acknowledge with shrugged shoulders and a touch of pride. Nantucket attracts the kind of